Hello, welcome in. Oh, I do not know if y'all are feeling this, but I am feeling extremely tired lately and just waves and waves of fatigue. It's like this persistent, lingering fatigue that I feel like set in sometime yesterday and even today. I've been going throughout my day working and stuff, and it's just like, bro, like I just want to sleep. I feel like there's a lot of spiritual upgrades that are happening, like a lot of intuitive upgrades that are going on. And you guys may be even feeling this as well. I get a sense that a lot of us are still in this like cocoon space, or we're just really trying to reckon with, okay, well, what the hell is going on in my body? Like, what is this experience about right now? And for a lot of us, I feel like we're in this place where we're having some brain fog. Like we're feeling like we're moving slowly mentally. And for some of us, we may have also just not felt emotionally super like connected or invested lately. Like we're almost going through the motions right now. And yeah, like I've totally been feeling that as well. Like it makes me think that we're in this place of pause and stillness. I talked about this in my last message, but there's just some kind of stillness that we're being forced into right now. Like we're not completely getting the option to just be like, okay, like I'm gonna keep trucking on. Like this is this energy where it's literally like halting us, and kind of like suspending us in place. And I do think that it can, like, obviously it's definitely inconvenient. It can feel very much like you get amped up with this energy of resistance, and it's like, why is this happening? And like, I'm not this type of person. Like I'm always energetic. Like I'm always ready to tackle the day. I have such a radiance to me. What is going on? Like I feel so sluggish right now. And, to that, I just want to say, like, we are made up of so many different bodies. It's not just our physical body. Like we have layers and layers of metaphysical bodies that we house, or that are housed within us, that we take residence in. And so sometimes when there's so many things happening energetically, like in our field, it's almost like an influx and an overload to our system, either our nervous system or, somatically we'll just feel more of a strain. And emotionally, we might either feel really heavy or we may feel like we have nothing to give. And I just want to let you guys know, like, that is okay. Like, we are still finishing up this year of the snake. So, really, right now is like a great time for purging energy. It's a great time to hibernate, right? Like, me and my friend have been talking about this where, most mammals hibernate in the winter. Like, a lot of mammals will go into literal, like, dormancy where their systems they're not offline, but they're conserving all the energy that they possibly can for this new season, where they will be very active. They will be outside, and they will be taking all that energy that was stored and expressing it outwards, for them, for their abundance, whether it is to hunt or gather, or they're just coming back into community with their flocks or their prides or whatever it is. So this is the time to like huddle in and stay warm. We're getting a huge ice storm this weekend. So if you guys are also going to be affected by that, please stay safe. Make sure that you have supplies, blankets, batteries, flashlights, portable phone chargers, and make sure that you can, contact people, and make sure that your phone has enough energy and life in it to be able to do that. Make sure that you buy food that you don't have to heat up, that you can just eat, just in case, like it's not for sure that it's going to hit, our area, but if you are potentially going to be affected by that, just make sure that you stay safe, okay? The road conditions can get very scary out there. If there's ice on the road, you don't want to be involved in that. So Mama Haley was kind of coming out there, but anyways, I also think this can be a time for us this weekend to really just check in inward, right? And sit with ourselves. And the stillness isn't a hindrance. It's not meant to be a hindrance. And I know that it can feel that way when, like I said, like this has come up a lot. We're so used to being and going and experiencing and releasing and expressing. So I think right now is just a time for reflecting and receiving and existing. We have to go through these stages, right? I think about like something that just came to my mind is like when you have a computer and your computer needs a software upgrade. Okay, well, the computer can't be like operating and having a bunch of tabs open and you be browsing the internet while this is going on. No, like for this software to fully integrate, for there not to be any like software errors or malfunctions, you have to turn your computer off, let it restart, and it has to kind of go dormant while these upgrades are taking place and settling in. So that's exactly what's going on for us too in our celestial bodies. Like we are in our physical bodies, like we are in a place where we know that something is going to integrate and is integrating. We're getting new experiences, new downloads. We may not see it being reflected right now in our 3D reality, but this is something that is definitely taking place. And we have to be able to put on the setting that says do not disturb, right? We might be going into hermit mode this weekend or this next week, and that's okay. Follow your intuition. If your body is feeling tired, that's a signal that you need to rest. If you are feeling antsy, okay, if you have the energy, maybe go get a workout in, or dance around in your kitchen, make yourself some soup, or read a good book. If you're feeling like you want to be intellectually stimulated, have a good conversation with somebody. Just kind of take those happenings internally and use them as information, right, for what needs to be going on in this period of your life. But I do get the feeling that a lot of us are in a place where we're really just being called to bring in stillness and to sit in stillness, because once this fire horse year gets kicked off next month, I want to say February 17th is when it is going into effect. We're still going to be in the winter, it's going to be cold, but there will be that internal shift that I think a lot of us are going to experience, where that momentum comes online, that drive comes online, and there's this very fiery, passionate energy about where we're going, what we need to be doing with our lives, and the level of initiative that we want to take. So just rest right now. Be gentle with yourself. Soothe yourself. Nourish yourself. Like this is a perfect moment and opportunity to be able to do that. And even as I'm filming this right now, like I'm really feeling the fatigue. Like it has been challenging this past day or so. But a lot of times I feel like collectively, this is what I'm experiencing, this collective is probably experiencing. So if you are also in that place right now, you're not alone, and it is intentional, it's for a reason. So don't get disheartened by that. Good things come to those who wait and those who persevere. And this is a dormancy period, but we are going to emerge out of the cocoon, and it's going to be vibrant and beautiful. And, we'll just kind of, we'll really embrace this period of stillness while we have it. Because life will start to pick back up. Things will start to get a little chaotic at times. It would be very much full steam ahead. So really just take this time to enjoy, this period of stillness while it's here, and be present with it. So, yeah. If this resonated, feel free to leave a comment. I'd be curious to know what you guys are experiencing, how you're feeling with this energy lately. Because it feels pretty heavy. I'm not going to lie. Like it definitely feels like there's a lot going on. I know even there's been like a think it was like a G4, like solar flare that happened recently. And that can affect the Schumann resonance, which can in turn affect our nervous systems because it's the frequency of the earth and we live on the earth. So yeah, just with pairing that, to that knowledge, just be gentle with yourself. And if you're feeling tired, rest. But yeah, I love you guys, and I hope that this weekend treats you very well and that you stay safe. You stay safe. And yeah, everything that you want and need is coming in. We're just taking this time to integrate right now with who we really are and who we're becoming. So yeah, I love you. You're beautiful. Love yourself today, and I'll talk to you soon.